Yeah, hi Megha. So welcome on the call.
Hello, Neera.
And
Hi, Sheetal.
yeah, so just so amazing to have you on the call. We've been wanting this for a long time. As you know, somebody who's gone through the BMT journey, be a part of this call. So yeah, thank you so much for accepting the request and being on the call with us today. Uh, I think just to give the audience a little background about who you are, where you come from. We've obviously shared a kind of a note before. Just wanted to bring that, like whenever I meet Megha, there is this sense of deep gratitude, that universe has created people like her in this world. There is always this sense of, camaraderie, something that she always wants to do. She wants to kind of give back to the world. She's a very happy person, so just meeting her itself kind of gives you joy. And I think more importantly, the journey that she's gone through is just so amazing that I think there's just so much for all of us to learn from. And, coming from a very, humble, disciplined background, and, kind of moving to a completely different state, where obviously the culture is different, the language is different, the people are different. And in that, having two kids who are young and then being diagnosed with something like AML, obviously shakes you up a little. So we'll hear more about this journey and how Megha, really takes on this journey with so much rigor and faith and, trust and surrender. But more importantly, I think how she stood strong in the midst of the storm is something for all of us to learn from. So over to you, Megha, in terms of the first question that I'm shooting for our audience today, and I think it will be in the benefit of all, is when you were kind of diagnosed with this AML, what was going through your mind, and how did your first reactions kind of, what was it like?
First, Neera, thank you so much for inviting me, and I'm obliged to be over here. So the first thing, I'm so happy to be over here because, the thing is that no one has up till now asked me how you felt. So this is the happiness you've given me the chance to express myself. And the thing is that the first thought which came to my mind was that अरे जिंदगी जीना तो रह गई खत्म होने को है. It was like that, like it's about to end and I've not lived the life up to it like it has to be. So that was the first thought which I got. And like I was pretty sure that the disease is not that severe as intense the treatment is. So I was very reluctant to go for the treatment and all. So this was the first thing which came to my mind. Like whatever I wanted to be natural. Like I didn't want to change in any way.
Right.
This is it.
Wow. But what was going through your mind? Obviously, this is, in it people hear the word cancer and especially blood cancer. There's a lot that go through, right? Like given that you live in a joint family, you have two, kids who are growing up fast. And is it any different being a woman, kind of being diagnosed with something like this versus a man? Do you see that also as a difference in this process?
As such, for a disease or anything, it's not any man or a woman. It's up to the society, like how they take it. So that's the approach of the society. For disease, it's just a person. It comes like as if guests come, and like it's not sex related, like anything. There's no discrimination over here, you can say. The best
Right.
part out of it.
Mm.
Jokes apart, but the thing is, when I was diagnosed of it, like I had a family I am from a medical background. I myself was working in Beersheba as a medical transcriptionist. So I've worked in the oncology, dental, all sorts of skin department, dermatology, everything. So I knew, like whenever they first took me to the OT for the first test, the bone marrow test, transpiration, what they call. Like that time only I came to know it's something related to cancer, but what it was to be pointed out. But I didn't have any chance, like no one in my family had the knowledge of all this other than
Hmm.
me. So it was me who was the deciding factor, whether to go for the treatment or no or anything. That's it. Like it was me only, like who had to decide for the treatment and all. Other people they came to know after the reports had come, but I came to know before it was like revealed to other people.
Okay. Wow. And so all this is obviously, people say this is chance related, or this is karmic related, or this is related maybe with what you've done in the past, or maybe some things like this, and a lot of people, like really tend to go into a kind of a guilt, and they take it up on them, saying that this is, because of who I was or who I am, and this is why it's happened. What was your reaction amongst all this when you were processing this individually in your head
Yeah,
and heart?
whenever like you're right, like whatever you say, but I don't believe like karmic and all these things. It might be something 1% or it, but there are many things like our thoughts, as I told, like it's very powerful. Our thoughts are very powerful, and the uh, pretty thought that some family reasons you can say, like due to that I used to think that there shouldn't be a condition where I could live without my partner. So
Hmm.
in that state I used to always feel that there should be a condition where I should face this situation. So somewhere the subconscious mind, my thoughts led me to the manifestation of this disease for myself. This is the thing that what I
Hmm.
feel. Karmic factors are there, but I think that is just 1%. But the present, what is it? It is more much stronger than what is like the past things. So this is what I can say. I should say, or I would like to say that this is manifestation of my thoughts.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. And are these thoughts an outcome of some kind of a suppressed feeling or something like that? Is that your understanding? Or is it
Yeah,
an outcome of fear-based, or what was your kind of understanding of this?
yeah,
What did you
of
make out
course,
of all of
needed.
this?
Yeah, of course. This is like what I would like to say is this is the outcome of like there is a certain you come on the verge where you don't feel like the life should continue, and this thought
Yeah.
that you don't want to survive or the life should end. This thought somewhere triggers this cancer cells to aggravate.
Yeah. Okay. So can you explain that a little more? Because I think people who are actually tuned in and hearing it, need to
Yeah.
understand this a little more. So
So
can you really elaborate on this?
yeah, the thought that you don't want to continue your life on any terms like you can say in Hindi like जीने की आशा छूट जाती है. You don't want to live anymore. So this time of life, what happens, like somewhere you program yourselves cells on the cellular level to not to survive, and this feeling, this triggers your factor of going towards the cancer thing, more of it. So this
Okay.
is it
So
what
are
I
you?
want to say. The thoughts that you don't want to survive, these
Hmm.
thoughts which you keep on self-brooding yourself, that you don't feel like living anymore, you don't want to survive, you are like this should be the moment when life should part from me. So these types of thoughts which manifest in you, or you keep on self-brooding yourself, so these lead to the triggering of the cancer genes. Everyone has this factor, and you can say like some hormones are created in your cell where it aggravates the cancer's genes, and then
Mhm.
it creates the cancer to like generate in your cells.
Yeah. Okay. So is it like emotions, triggered, suppressed feelings, and a
Yeah,
combination
yeah.
of all of this you're
Suppressed
saying
feelings. Yeah, yeah.
is kind of
All
leads to?
this, right, right, right. All these feelings, all these suppressed emotions, the pent up emotions, all these lead to the triggering of this cancer thing. So for
Okay.
I feel from my part of thing, because as a girl, as a lady, uh, from the upbringing which I come, and after
Mhm.
marriage, uh, the which circumstances I'm going through or I'm staying in, they are totally contradictory. So
Mhm.
every time I had to fight against whatever small things, even if I had to achieve, I had to fight against them.
Mhm.
So achieving every time, like even if you are capable of getting some things much better than this, and you're not getting the small basic things also, so it's very tough, to every day to like, of course everyone is familiar with exams and all, isn't it?
Sure.
So you
Sure.
can feel the tension when you're facing any exam. You can feel the tension, and every day if it's a new exam with a surprise test, then how the person is going to survive.
Mhm. Okay.
So this was the thing which triggered me to go towards this cancer thing.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. So once this was kind of the cancer was told to you or shared to you by the doctor, that's what you have. What were the next processes? Like did you go around finding a match for yourself, or what was the diagnosis after that once AML was detected?
Uh, First, when I was diagnosed, actually, I was there were clinical findings where I was having n number of infections, like viral infection, fungal infection, bacterial infection was there. So due to all these things, and my hemoglobin had dropped to 4. So due to
Okay.
all these reasons, I was having high temperatures, and chills were there, rigors were there. So first, the challenge which the doctors had to face was to bring down my this rigors and all, the
Hmm.
chills which I was facing, to cool down my temperature, body temperature. And then later on, and we had a time lapse of 2 weeks, because whenever they go for the test, the bone marrow transpiration test, it
Mhm.
requires 6 to 7 days for the
Hmm.
reports to come, like to pinpoint what problem you're facing, what type of
Okay.
cancer. Like it was leukemia, but what type of cancer you're facing from.
Yeah.
So, and then the line of treatment is decided. So, in this meantime, I was given all types of antibiotics. The blood cultures were done, but none of the antibiotics were helping. None of the antibiotics helped me out of this. So that was a challenge for the doctors also. Like,
All right.
yeah, for a certain time, it was like a trial and error period. And then after a week, then they got to like the culture tests. Then they got me the antibiotic which could suit me. That was also not, it was very low sensitive. Like, that is, you can have a very sensitive thing, a low moderate sensitive and low sensitive antibiotics also. So that was
Mhm.
also very low sensitive. So they already told me that you're going to take time to recover from this, and then we will decide what the line of treatment will be.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. And you were under one of the best hands in the country, Dr. Samir
Yeah,
Melekari. So how
Dr.
was your
Salem.
experience with Dr. Samir?
All these people, like all the doctors, Dr. Samir Malukeri, he's a gem of a person. All the doctors who under this Deenanath roof, they are really hard workers and very supportive. Like patient like me, getting so good treatment over there, and not only like economically, not only medically, but in other terms also, morally. Every time they used to boost me to go for the treatment. Like they used to convince me that you need this, so you have to go for this. The first thing, whether I should go for the treatment, I was very reluctant, as I told you, that I had lost my wish to continue my life. So for that reason, I was very much reluctant. I wanted to be like Megha, not I wanted to change to anything else, because I knew what the results of the treatment are. So I didn't want to go for the other thing, other part of my thing. So they tried to convince me, and first step in the starting of the treatment is that they need the patient's consent. Without the consent of the patient, they cannot go ahead with the treatment. So
Right.
like sir came to me, and he straightforward, he told me that you are suffering from this, that is AML, that is acute myeloid leukemia, and it's just this first stage, just three, so the onset was just 3 months before the diagnosis. So
Hmm.
it's a very early stage, he told me, and you are pretty young enough that you can go for the treatment, you can bear the treatment. And if you would have been something more than 60, then I would have suggested you that you go home and live happily with your family. But you are young, and you can just go for the treatment. So without your consent, we can't do anything, and just we need one. You have to go for the treatment, like. So this was it, and my kids were in front of me. So for them, I had to choose the option of going for the treatment.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And even during the treatment, like usually people find a match within the family, and where they have the. So, what was your situation in terms of the donor? Who was your donor, and how did that happen?
Yeah, as sir suggested, like my siblings, my younger brother and my elder brother, both of them were asked for the DNA test. So my elder brother, he was a match to me. Like it was 70%, but in medical terms, it is considered as a 50% only.
Correct.
So yeah, and basic issue with me was my blood group was negative, A negative, and my
Hmm.
brother's was AB positive. So again, that was a big challenge in front of the doctors and everyone. But even after that, sir said that we can go for it. Like sir said, there's no thing. Like even if it's a 50% match, it's good that you find the donor in your family. And uh, the best part of the donor, like my brother, he came to me and he told me that I can't do anything for you, but up to the last drop of my blood, I'm going to give it for you, and I will see to it that you survive. So this was the verdict which he gave me, and he kept up to his promise. It was 21st August, the Raksha Bandhan day, when the stem cells were harvested from the donor. And
Wow,
that was
I'm getting
the best,
goosebumps.
yeah, the best gift. Like usually on Raksha Bandhans, the brothers give their sisters the gift. And this was the gift of life which my brothers given me. I really hats off to him, and daily I express my gratitude in front of God that I'm very thankful to you for giving so very blessed siblings, family, friends, everyone around me, and all the doctors. Like this is a surface, like as you said, it's surfing with the storm. So when you surf with the storm, you need a rover board or the surfing board, which is very strong. And
Hmm.
my board is formed with all these family members, doctors, my friends, everyone, my parents. So all of them, they were the strong surfing board for me.
I couldn't have articulated this any better, Meghna. Thank you so much for doing this. So I wanted to ask you a question, and I think this might sound a little funny, but were you a very obedient student at school? Like you listen to everything that the teacher says and say yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. So were you a student like that?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah,
Because
I
I'm
was.
coming. So it might sound funny, but I'm just trying to understand during your bone marrow treatment, when somebody sees your report card of your BMT and your transplant, you're like gut GVH, yes sir. Liver GVH, yes sir. Lung GVH, yes sir. Eye
Yes,
GVH, yes sir.
yes, sir.
So you seem to be saying so many things have happened to you, right? And everybody knows GVH is such a complicated phase to handle for a person. All these ups and downs, and suddenly you are having a great day, and then something stops again, and then suddenly you are having a decent time for 3 months, and then something stops again. What was this phase for you like, and how did you go through this? So much was happening through within the body, right, for
Yeah,
you.
for this, Neeraj, I remember a line like Shiv Khera's line. It is like, uh, uncommon, like the successful people do common things uncommonly. So for me, you can say like all these things, like the common GVHD is common in patients who go for the transplant and all. But the uncommon thing, what it was, that I had all types of GVHDs. That is the eye GVHD, as you said, lung, everyone. Like I said hello to everyone. So that all types of GVHDs I was facing. And the first thing which started was the eye GVHD, which I couldn't recognize myself, that I had to report it to the doctor that you are facing some issue and that's related to the post BMT thing, and it's something called GVHD. So that was again like a surprise for me. So when some other patient was getting the consultation done from the doctor, I was in the cabin, and after listening to that patient's thing, that he is suffering from some eye problems, photophobia, and irritation, I realized that even I'm facing this, so I didn't report it to the doctor. Like, so then later on, even I told him. Then I was referred to Adit Gupta sir. He is again an ophthalmologist in Dinanath, and he was treating me for the ocular or the eye GVHD. So that journey was also very thing, like by the time I could approach Dr. Adit Gupta sir, like partially my tear glands had dried up. So after that, my treatment for the GVHD started. But he was a great support. The Gupta, in fact, he is a great support even now. Like I go to him for the treatments, for the follow-ups and all. And during this journey, he's the basic thing. What I would like to tell is that I got connected with you, Neeraj. The best part, what he's given me, and the later treatments also. Many of the treatments he did free of cost. Not only he gave the proper suggestions for me, but he tried many new treatments on me, and that were totally free of cost. So he's been a great support for me, Adit Gupta sir, and even Helen Carey sir.
No, and my
So,
question was more about the fact that somebody is trying to come back to normalcy of life, so called. We say this is the normal state of living, and
yeah,
you are, say, 1 year into the transplant journey, and you think things are normal, and suddenly something new crops up,
yeah,
and after 3 months you treated, and you start living a so-called normal life again, and again something crops up.
yeah.
This hurdle, one after the other, almost like a hurdle race. Uh, how difficult or easy is it to cope up with, and how much courage do you need, because you're falling down again, you're trying to get up, again you're falling down, again you're getting up and kind of trying to walk. So what was this like for you?
Yeah, this was like you can say dreadful surprises. Like the thing was that, like, first thing what I faced was the thing, as I told you, the eye thing. Then I was also facing from I had severe phlegm accumulation, that is the lung GVHD. Then I
Okay.
had the liver GVHD also. So the liver GVHD, what it causes, you are loss of appetite totally. You don't feel like eating, you feel like vomiting and all. That is the liver GVHD, what it causes. And lung GVHD throughout, like I couldn't speak also, that much cough I had. Throughout day and night, I was coughing like anything. And I faced this for around about 2 months, Like I was hospitalized for 2 months for the cough to subside. Then I was facing with the skin, which gave the blackening of the skin, or the pigmentation was there all over my body. Then loss of hair is there. That's not the GVHD, but that is a part of the treatment caused by the chemos, the chemo cycles and all. And then I had the hematuria problem also. Like as I told you, that the negative and the positive blood grouping, which it causes the clotting of the bloods, and this has to be expelled out by the body uh, in any of the defecation modes. So that was defecated through the urine, like. So that was and it is very painful. For this hematuria problem also, I was hospitalized for 2.5 months, and I got the injections from Germany. I got the injections from there, but those injections were also a failure. They didn't help me out. and I had to go through the pain. Like there were patients around me in the ward. Like I used to support them every now and then. But this was the phase when everyone used to ask why this brave lady is now in pain and why she's crying like anything. So it was that painful, and this was continuously for 2.5 months. So none of the medical, like neither allopathy, like Sami sir told me to go for the homeopathy thing also. I tried homeopathy. My good friend, my family friend, Dr. Vijay Shankar, then Dr. Amol Patil, they helped me out. On call, they used to be present for me any day in, day out, like 24/7, they used to be available for me. Like I used to call them up, they used to revert in the WhatsApp or live on the phone, they used to give me the medicines, but none of the remedies helped me out. Like there are like in Marathi they call that gunat samta. That was the words, like you have to suffer. Some sufferings come to you, like you are destined for that, and you have to experience those things. So I had to go through all this.
And just listening to you, one also realizes that there is so much of the caregiving around that is needed by friends and family and all of that to ensure that you're constantly kind of in your spirits and all that. So who were your caregivers and how was that for you in terms of the journey of caregiving?
As I told you that my caregivers, the biggest pillars were my parents, my dad and my mom. Then my brother, elder brother, my younger brother, who was calling me every now, who's in US, but every now and then he used to call. Then who was by my bed was my elder brother. Like for first 5 days and 5 nights, he didn't blink, even blink his eyes. Like he didn't sleep at all. Every time I used to even change my side on the bed, he used to be there with me. Like he was like that. Then my friends, my very close friends, I would like to mention their names also: Shilpa, Ashwini, and Megha. They were like through every part with my everything, like I call them my soulmates. Then my son, who had shaven his head, I lost my hair in the chemo cycle, but my son, to like I don't know, like, but he shaved his head. He couldn't see me in that condition, and he himself shaved his head for that same reason. So my kids, Mansi, I call her Angel. These both, my husband, who was there, he didn't know actually what is going with me, but he stood like a pillar behind me. My in-laws, all my in-laws, my father-in-law, mother-in-law, then my brother-in-law, my co-sister, and the best, my angels, whom I call my kids, all my 5 kids, like my co-sister's kids are also very near and dear to me. So they were also there. Like they were praying for me. Like I would like to say over here कि भगवान को मैं दुआ करती हूँ कि मेरी जिंदगी खत्म हो जाए, लेकिन भगवान कहता है कि अरे मैं क्या करूँ, इतने लोग तेरे लिए दुआ कर रहे हैं, उनको मैं क्या जवाब दूँ. So it was like that. Like everyone was praying for me that she should safely come out of this. Like whomever I have been acquainted with or who are very close to me, they were praying like anything, for me. So these prayers have been answered. I had to go through a very big turmoil, but I have come out of it, and it's all due to their support. All these angels, my soulmates, they brought me back.
Wow. I thought you just took the name of the, all the villagers and I could count 1,17,362 people.
Truly,
No, I think
these
that's
many
the
people,
amount of,
Melancholy sir, so he was so much vexed with me. Megha Shinde, it's the only room who have so many visitors. Like daily 80 people used to be around me. It was like that.
and I think somewhere I think all of us realize that it takes a community to bring this change, right? But within you, I wanted to understand is you lost your will to live at some point, right? That's what you mentioned in the beginning of the call. When did that shift happen? where you said, no, I think I want to live again?
It was the moment, as I told you, like when I was in the hospital, for a total 2 weeks, I didn't see my kids. And
Yeah.
they came to me. Yeah, my elder brother, he approached me and he told me, have you informed anything to your kids? I said, no, I have not seen them. So he told me, no, they are browsing on the thing and various treatments of cancer. They are seeking treatments for cancer. How come they know? I have not informed. Have you called them up and told? I said, no, I have not even seen them. My phone is with you all. And how could I approach them? Like, I couldn't communicate with them. So they came to me and like the eyes on me, I can still feel those eyes on me. Like, Mama, we want you. That was the only thing when I changed my decision to go for the treatment.
Touching. Yeah. And thanks for sharing, because I think everybody has this just one wish, to come back. And now you come back with so much more, how different of a person, how is the new Megha now for the world?
Previously, I was very positive previously also, because I never asked to myself why me, but many people around me, they came and asked me why you, because I was a person who was very positive, who used to believe in exercising, like whatever things are happening around me, I used to be the person to give the solution to other people. So they came and they were asking me, "Ki, why you, Megha? After you being so very careful, why you?" Like every time it's the person is asking why me, but every people around me, they were asking me why you took care of all these people, you are the person who used to guide us to go which treatment to go for, or what care should be taken, like whatever preventive measures are there, they used to come to me.
Hmm.
So this was the thing, like "Ki, why you?" The people were asking me. So I
So
didn't
that's
take
still the old Megha. How is the new Megha now, post-transplant?
yeah,
What's the
the
new
new
definition of this
Megha is,
Megha now?
yeah. So this was old Megha, and new Megha is uh, like I follow Sadhguru, Isha Sadhguru. I hear to him. So yesterday only I just felt that he told. I heard I was feeling very low yesterday. Why I don't know. Like we have those mood swings. So I was just feeling low, and I heard his video, and it like it's stroked me so much, that it's very true. Like you want to be happy, you are going to be happy. So you are the person who's going to decide for yourself. You shouldn't allow anyone else to make you happy. So this is my approach. Like whatever I come, whatever condition, whatever situation it is, I have to be happy. I need to be happy. And I want to be happy. So this is my choice, that I'm going to be happy in any circumstances it could be. So this is new Megha, and I speak out everything. First, I never used to speak out things. Like I used to keep up to myself, but now I speak out uh, any petty thing or any small thing, even if I feel it's not important, but I speak it out. So this is new Megha, the change, and this is more. This Megha is more brave. Like she's come out. वो कहते हैं ना, like when you face some hurdles, you come out, you break those hurdles and come out to be more stronger. So that type of Megha this is.
That's so heartening to hear. And, there are so many people who go through these, issues and troubles in life. And obviously, we know bone marrow transplant is one of the very extreme things of, somebody going through a cancer or kind of whatever. Is there a kind of a sense of advice or, some words of wisdom, some words of wisdom that you would want to share with them, saying, what should their approach be according to you, if you were to maybe counsel somebody or share with them your words of wisdom? What would that one advice be?
Yeah. Regarding, I didn't get you. Like regarding the cancer
So there are so many.
situation or any other general situation.
Correct. No, it could be any other general situation also, right? There are people who go through kind of a, like a domestic violence in their house, or people who've gone through trauma, or people who've gone through accident, people lose their limbs, people lose their vision, uh, and somehow they lose the hope to live,
Yeah.
and they don't look at, the other side of what is to life. So what would your advice be for these people going through these times?
So for me, like I would like to say over here is like life is really beautiful. Whatever uh, hurdles you face or whatever turmoil you're going through or whatever mishap you faced, but even after that, when you come out of that, life is really beautiful, and you should live every moment of your life. You should grab each and every moment of your life. Like you should live as if it's the last day. So each and every second, each and every moment is very important for you. So I would like to tell them that you shouldn't lose hope. Always, whenever there is darkness, there is another shining, bright, shiny day after the darkness. So you have to come and just enjoy that moment.
Wow.
That's
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing this, Megha. And just another curious question. You also spoke about, the Sadhguru and some of your spiritual practices. What were some of the other practices that kept you centered and calm, during the storm? And which the others can also kind of look up to or follow at some point. So what were the three main practices that you think helped you to face so much and come back so stronger and so much braver in life?
So uh, I am a follower of Sky Trust, and I'm a pranic healer. I've done 5 levels in pranic healing also. So this is due with my husband's support only. He was a big support for me, like not only economically but other issues also. Being in a joint family and all, I could complete all this due to his support. My kids and my husband were a big support for this. And during this journey, this has been very helpful to me because as a yoga follower or a pranic healing follower, like you are taught certain techniques where you can be stay aloof from this physical world, and this aloofness helps you to bear any kind of pain. And not only this, one of my friends, I told you, Megha, she was also there who was continuously giving me treatment, and which helped me to go through a very blissful experience. Like I could experience the presence of the angel who she had allotted me to heal me.
Yeah.
So BMT, when you are in the BMT cell, it's just like hell. You go through so great, what you can say, hazards. You can say. So these hazards are very, for a common person, it's very hard to go through. But for me, it was very easy because of this pranic healing and the yoga thing following. And whenever I used to be very much like in pain or agony, I used to listen to the twin heart meditation, or I used to chant some mantras, or I used to like listen to our guru's versions, like on the YouTube. I had all the things with me, so I used to listen to that. So with this kept me very much aloof from the physical world, and this helped me to go through the agony what I was facing. So this has helped me a lot.
Wow. Okay. Great. And thank you for sharing, because I'm sure it'll help a lot of people to, listen to music or mantras or meditate during this time, or maybe even resort to certain healing practices that might help them in this process. Just in the interest of time, you went through a long journey that we've discussed in about 40 minutes over a period of 5 years and more. Uh, what were some of your key learnings from this, entire process of not only the bone marrow transplant, but the entire cancer journey, the caregiving journey, And how do you look at kind of then, saying, okay, how has it changed you? Do you look at the world differently now? Do you want to share something with the world as a gift or something? So what's been your experience, and how would you summate all of these experiences together?
Yeah. So here I like previous the stage which took me to cancer, that I had lost hope in humanity. I used to think that there are no good people around anymore. We are lack of good people. That was my thing. What I used to feel, there are no people who care for others. There are no people who want to do anything for others. Like that was my thing. But after this journey, when I met so many people, who just with little, just first acquaintance only, they helped me a lot in this journey. Like the person who used to come to deliver my medicines and all, these people also have been a great support to me. Like I have been to the hospital if I'm all alone, or I have to face some certain problem with my health or anything. They have been so much helpful. Like sometimes we are related and we think about the bad thing he's done to us, and when he is in a position, we don't go to help them. But these people, without even knowing me, they rendered their helping hand to me. So after this, I started believing in humanity again. So this was the same thing that which changed everything. So I feel that they have done a lot to me. So I have to express my gratitude in one way or the other. And so I got associated with the Bone Marrow Support Foundation. And this is just a small gesture to express my gratitude to all these people who've been a support. And I would like to help people who are really ignorant about all these things, or whatever helps can be seek from other places or the centers who are really willing to help, or not only economically, but any kind of help which they require. Like in totally new locality, they are ignorant about many things, like they don't know about the hospitals or the procedures, or some of them are economically not that more supportive enough that they can go for the treatments. So I would like to counsel them or help them, or be any kind of support to these type of people, uh, giving them what information they require. So this is it, like what I would like to do, a small gesture to express my gratitude. You cannot repay these debts anyway. Like this is just my gratitude towards society who've really been good. And these are the angels. I see God in these people.
Wow,
So I just want to, this is my worship, I can say, towards them.
This is beautiful, Megha. This is beautiful. I actually seeing God in through them, and serving being your worship. Uh, yes, hats off to you. I don't have words to express how deeply grateful I am that you are actually sharing on this platform, and yeah, and I'm sure this will inspire just so many people to walk this path selflessly and unconditionally with so much hope, love, and courage. Wow. So I think before we move on, I would like to just kind of share with people who have tuned in or kind of joined this call that feel free to, share your question either on the chat box, or to just unmute and ask the question whenever you feel like, because I think we have about 15 minutes in hand. And in the interest of time, in case if somebody has any question, please absolutely don't hold back. Just unmute yourself and go ahead and ask this question. So we'd be honored to kind of have Megha answer these questions for us. So yeah, I think we'll just wait in for a few seconds for somebody if they have any questions, and then we'll move on. Okay, there is one question definitely from Sheetal. This is, many times you have come close to death. Did it scare you in any way? And if so, how did you overcome this?
So the first stroke when I was diagnosed, that was the thing when I came to know what is death like. So that was the thing. Then once again, I was in the ICU. I was given 24 hours, where like the hematuria thing only. They had told me that if she is not responding to anything, that we will have to give up. That's it, like what we can do. So the doctors had given up, and I was in ICU for 24 hours. So these were the situations when I felt that it's over, the game is over. Like, but like my dad, he's a very positive person. My mom is also, and not only in words, but in their actions and throughout their life, they've been so positive. And like they do their action, and that's it. They don't want any reciprocation. वो बोलते ना नेकी कर दरिया में डाल, that type of people. So I have also imbibed some of the, partially, not totally, because they are just like they are next to God for me, so I can't be like them. So the only thing, some part of it partially I've imbibed that. And in this situation also, like I used to feel that okay, game over to over, lekin jo bhi whatever innings I've played, that is, I've played up to the best of my thing, the best of my performance. So abhi, it's good if I end up over here or I'm going to survive, I don't know. But I used to thank God that thank you for giving me the courage to bear all these sufferings. And thank you for holding my hand throughout this journey. And thank you for your blessings, your divine energy throughout this process. So this way I used to just overcome these hurdles and come out of it like a shining, you can say, a thing, a shining bird used to fly out. Because even Sir Melancholy sir many times used to tell me that Megha, whenever you come for consultation, it's a very critical situation for us. Like we have to take first a meeting of all the hematology department and then we consult you. It was that situation like.
Yeah, interesting you shared this, Megha, because your smile doesn't say anything about what you've gone through, honestly. And it's just such an honor to just see you on the screen, so alive and so full of life and so much of surrender and trust in, I think the whole process, the divine, the universal alignment and so on. I just wanted to ask one more question, which was about community, having a community, not just of the friends and family, but also beyond, people who've been through this process and who've gone through a BMT. How important do you think is it in this current day? And so are we kind of really in the right path of this creation of community? What are your views on this need for community?
Community is very important. Like man is a social animal, he cannot live all alone. So this COVID situation, the lockdown and all has taught us a lot of things, that we cannot survive all alone. So here I would like to say community means a lot, or you can say community is everything. Who is community? We all people are community. But the words of appreciation, the words of support, not the moral support, it increases your morale. And whatever sufferings you're going through, not vague words, but some of the words, they really have a great impact on you. And the deeds, the small deeds which come to you, they are also very important to you. That really they make you realize that you are also an important part of this community and you are needed by the community. Because when they render some help to you, that is the action that tells you that you are really needed in the society. So these small actions, tell you like what is community and what is the importance of community.
Interesting.
So this is what, like, I want to give what I have got, So in return, my reciprocation would be that I would like to give at least a small part out of it.
Yeah, that's amazing in terms of, yeah, you always seem to be a person like who's been giving all through the life. but this probably giving is more with a sense of purpose of having gone through what you have gone through, and now coming back even more with a sense of gratitude, with a sense of worship, with a sense of offering, to something much higher than than an individual. So it's just amazing, in terms of how effortlessly you're able to share this. So yeah, so thank you so much, Megha, for this. I would ask of the audience if there are any more questions. Otherwise, I think we'll come to the end of this call. So if there are any
Before
questions,
ending,
feel free
Neeraj,
to unmute. Yeah. No, no,
yeah,
no.
before,
So obviously we're not ending right now. I'm still keeping it
yeah.
open for the audience in case if there are any questions about your journey, the bone marrow transplant, and anything else. I think we'll kind of keep it open for 30 seconds. Otherwise, we'll move towards closing this call. Yeah. So whoever has a question, feel free to just unmute this and ask your question, or even share some words if you have about what you heard on the call, or just some experiences about this process. So feel free to share anything that comes up to you. Okay. I think God just wanted everyone to just hear your vibration and be in the field, and your voice. So yeah, so any closing thoughts, Megha, before we end this call? Any closing thoughts that are coming to your heart?
So in this journey, Neeraj, I daily, day in, day out, I used to feel that whatever I am facing through, like I am a person who is aware of all the dangers what are to come to me. But there are people who don't even know what is waiting for them, the next surprise or the dreadful surprise, you can say, for them.
Hmm.
So here I would like to tell that uh, I always used to feel there should be a supporting group or association, or I myself should initiate a foundation or anything, what you can say, a group, or myself should initiate or get associated to people who are going to support this. And in this journey, Abid Gupta sir introduced me to you. So I would like to express my gratitude to you, like Meera and Sheetal, who've been a great thing to start this BMT Support Foundation and making me a part of it. So that's really a dream come true for me, because like now, up till now, this dice is also this thing that no one has asked me in this journey how you feel, what you want. So this was the place where I could express myself very like frankly, and this was the thing what you've given to me. So thank you so much, both of you. Thank you
No,
for
I think we are in deep gratitude, Megha, than you, because for somebody to open their hearts to volunteering and saying, I want to contribute, and come up front and say that I want to be a part of this journey, it's just so amazing. And I think as a wonderful, just human, to be a part of this team is our honor, honestly. And I think there is just so much to do in this space, and there is just so much need for people to create this community. So I think it's all about walking each other home, where we are all holding each other in this process, and kind of really holding space for people to walk their difficult journey, where we can I don't think we can kind of help somebody or motivate somebody or bring somebody, but we can stand with them as family during what they're going through. And I think that means a lot for people in this process. So I think all we can do is to just be
no
like a
this.
extended family, and
Yeah,
just be with them
it,
through this whole
yeah.
process.
No, but you know what? These small deeds also, as I know, the people who don't even know me, they supported me so much, but that increased my morale to be there. You know,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
that's my point of view, that just we can't help them, we can't do anything, but our words our presence also increases the morale of the patient or whoever is in it. Like वो कहते हैं ना, टूटे को तिनके का सहारा, that types. So we can be the tinka.
So I think we will call, we will have another call just on the subhashits that you mentioned during this, kind of this call. So I think, here we come to the end of this call, and really honored to have you, Megha, and thank you so much for sharing your heart with us and a part of your life. So we are indeed honored and hope to continue these conversations more so in Surfing with the Storm with other speakers as we go ahead. So thank you so much, and thank you for all those who have tuned in, who have logged in, and who are a part of this call today. So thank you so much for your support and your presence. Yeah, thank you so much, Megha, and look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Yeah, bye.